written specifically for the kitchen task and with the intelligence to make sure that none of the components of the kitchen are forgotten, and to make sure that you get a kitchen that is real, accurate, and can obey the right rules. Now we're looking at worktops. So again, a third of the price of a kitchen is the worktops. We can do mass changes or individual changes. In this case, again, you can see the side panels being modified, and we can go into an editor where we can control the grain and the cuts on the worktop. We've got a number of different edge preparations and corner preparations, which will allow us to have a lot of flexibility about what the end customer is going to see. So again, you can see that we have a full suite of powerful tools here that are usable by the customers, or if the customer just wants to get the shape and in-store staff take over from here, that's fine. All the time there is the help center, which is using the NKBA business rules to tell you when you've done something wrong. So is that worktop too close to where the sink unit is going to fit, and do you want to make some changes? So you could shift the joint to a more appropriate position and make sure, again, you're managing the grain so the kitchen looks the way it should look for a production kitchen. So now we're getting towards another point where we can start to edit the kitchen. The auto proposals that we use do come with some accessories already in place. What we can do here is, again, maybe one of the things that typically customers want to do is say, I love the kitchen, but I want to do a mass change. So just simply select the kitchen you want, apply to all, and you can apply to everything, or just apply to one, and you can have one cabinet change. So again, the flexibility to suit your needs. All the time, up in the top right hand corner, you can see the kitchen price is updating. It's just changed again. So all the time the consumer is going through this process, they're being updated on the cost of the kitchen and any discounts. You can suppress some of the discounts and keep it at list pricing. That's up to you. But we do always show the pricing, because the idea here is that we're producing a sellable kitchen for the consumers to get a long way into their design at home and online. So now, again, we're just making some more minor changes. You see, again, the side panels and the cabinets. We're going to go into those wall cabinets, and we're going to make sure that we've got the right end panels and end conditions specified. Again, what we're doing here is applying all of the details that you need to make this a kitchen that you can really manufacture and that has all the details that's needed. So here we've got the freestanding fridge. We can take measurements to find out what a gap is, and then we can clearly go and insert a cabinet. Now if we put a high cabinet into that gap, what we're going to see is something quite interesting happen, is that the system will recognize there's a gap and automatically insert the spacer in there. So again, there's a lot of intelligence going on behind the planning process here, and making sure that the kitchen that's generated is a sellable kitchen that's ready to buy, ready to sell, and ready to manufacture. If you want to go ahead and do some more work, like for example a photorealistic rendering with this kitchen, now is the point where as a retailer you can collect details from the client. So they save their project and they register with an email address. That's all handled by your back office, so your marketing team can track who's using the planner and make sure the collection details are owned by you. We only know an ID of the project. Let's take a realistic picture. So now we're just positioning ourselves, again, putting this little circle on the floor and then manipulating the view to get it just right. So that's where we want to stand. We also have the ability to change the scenes for the environment map of what's outside. And we also have a nice little tool to dynamically show where the sun is. So you can get a picture different times of day, different levels of sunlight, and you get a great picture that comes back. This is submitted to the cloud. So your request goes up in the cloud, which means you can carry on working. The consumer or the kitchen designer can carry on working. You see a full item list again with all of the details that you would expect, including pricing of every cabinet and every spacer, every handle, and all the items in this kitchen that you would like to cost. Again, some items can be ignored, or you can even have items that could be included in there. Now, when you want to come and deliver a final image, we automatically generate a number of different 2D views. So you can see the 2D views here. Again, we give you the toolkit to produce these output screens and the ability to create the prints, but you decide how you'd like them to look and how you want those managed with the user. So in this case, we're just going to do the view of the worktops, or we can have the wall views or orthogonal views as desired. Again, you have the ability to take snapshots. You have the ability to add notes into your project. So we're really having a collaborative environment here where the consumer is involved in this design process and can have a seamless conversation with the kitchen designer about the evolution of their kitchen, and the designer can collaborate and work with them. So they can definitely be helping all the way through this process and building on the business rules to make sure that the dream kitchen the consumer is visualizing is also an optimized, realistic, accurate kitchen that they can buy. So again, we're just making a couple of notes on the project here, and we will then continue. So now we've saved the project, we've made some notes, and we want to reach out to a local store, again with information about opening times, and many of these things are customizable to you. There's a price, and this can be sent across to the store to make sure that you know what the consumer wants. But imagine the difference and the acceleration in the deal and the timing here when a consumer brings a kitchen at this level of detail and refinement to store. This means that your kitchen designers and your store sales staff can spend more time selling and less time interpreting people's needs and doing detailed design, which frankly consumers want to have access to and they want to be able to do themselves these days. So again, just giving you the ability to actually go ahead and produce these outputs. So now we can see we will actually be able to go and have a look at the realistic rendering. So now let's take a look at that picture we specified, and we see an HD image that we are able to take and use in social media and share with our friends and family. Thank you.